Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's weekly RV report for Friday, October 24th, 2025. Wow, just time just keeps on trucking, as we know, and it needs to be that way to get us to our final destination in this journey of things. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time and support. If you're new to the channel, as always, please do like, subscribe, and share. Helps the channel grow and others to gain in the knowledge you're currently being afforded. As a normal disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor or a guru, nor does this report constitute any financial advice. It's merely quality information for you to use for your own personal discernmental authority. Now, getting on to the articles, let's start, of course, as typically at the top with the nation of Iraq. We've got a couple of interesting ones here. Looks like President Trump is thanking Nechevarin Barzani for his support in the Middle East. So as we go down to this article, we can see this is in Erbil, the Kurdistan region. Remember, this is the largest single block for Iraq. He's thanking him and reaffirming the countries are able to overcome old conflicts, move towards a common future of peace, prosperity. There's a key word. Well, remember, one begets the other, and development, reconstruction, right? So that's a key phrase that you want to look for. And yes, we know Barzani and the current regime with the Iranian proxies are corrupt, but I've got an update on that in a moment. Let's take this elephant one bite at a time. So this tells you that he's showing you who's in charge here and that he's brokering the deal to its final destination. Speaking of the second part of the prosperity, Iraq Central Bank, the project of deleting the zeros from the dinar is still in place. Well, this we know, but here's the thing. There were people out there telling you that it was done. It wasn't. It isn't time yet. Why? Because things aren't at their worst yet. They may look that way, but that's, again, the point when things seem at their worst. Are we getting there? Absolutely. I think that's understood, but we're not there quite yet. What this means is this is a key component of what we've talked about, ladies and gentlemen, for many years, is as they pass all the important laws, bring out the small notes and coins, delete the 3 zeros, because if they just did a delete 3 zeros, that's nothing more akin to a LOP and a redenomination, which would make it $25 for a $25,000 note. That's not what's going to happen. They wouldn't be bothering to change the leadership and decorrupt the world with Trump if they were going to just do that. They would just lop it, and that'd be the end of it. We've talked about this. This is a reminder. Don't hear what you want to hear. Hear the facts. They're not going to remove these 3 zeros without all the other things. Getting the HCL laws done, optically, passing important laws, etc. These are the reconstruction projects. They've been putting this out there in segments as a clean as you go as this thing comes to a heightened conclusion. Now, I've gotten some information from my team. They've asked me not to share it. Otherwise, I would be happy to do that. But it intimates very strongly that corrupt Iranian proxy regime within the Green Zone Parliament of Iraq is about to be extricated and their days are coming to an end. We don't know the exact date. We don't have a crystal ball, but it would seem to suggest that it's coming in the not too distant future. So keep all of that in mind. Now, on to our next article in the other section. I'm going to pull this up. It's a brief video clip I just want to show you for posterity. I think is pretty important. This is coming from X, from Stephanie, and this is regarding silver, because we're going to talk about that as we typically do towards the end. Silver is having major supply issues worldwide. As you can see, London is out of silver on the London Bank Metals Exchange, or the LBMA, needs at least 150 million ounces of silver just to stabilize the situation. So I'm going to play a brief clip just to give you some foresight into what's going on. Take a listen.
We're at. Here's the beach ball. It turns out that as of this morning, there are 360 paper contracts for every 1 ounce of physical silver.
Goodness gracious. 360 paper for every 1 ounce of physical? Mm-hmm. Wow.
And naked short selling has been allowed to carry on, and nobody's done anything about it. Using that little broker dealer market maker dodge, they've allowed that. We just found out that there was that company that was that was fraudulently saying they backed all their collateral with assets they didn't have, right? And so we saw that blow up. I talked to a lot of really deep insiders who've been in the gold business forever, and nobody can answer the most basic question, which is, do we know who owns which gold bars?
So I'm going to stop it there just to make the point. So Yeah, this is what we talked about, folks, a couple weeks ago with backwardization, with the naked short speculators who are shorting gold and silver, betting against it because the system was corrupt in a manner that they could do that. They're not doing that. They're calling in those paper contracts to get the physical metals. Remember, like Bill Holter said a while ago, future proves past, the world runs on credit. And that includes metals, that includes truckers going to the grocery store. They operate typically on net 30, 60, 90 terms. Those of you who are in those manufacturing and shipping industries will know this well because you deal with it day in and day out. There's no difference here with respect to precious metals. They're calling it in. And so between us on the retail side of buying, the everyday investor, coupled with the naked short speculators doing it, you're getting this upside down movement. And we're going to be having Kirk Elliott on next week, who will explore the space on this subject a little bit and more in depth. Now I'd like to take you to the next article. This is good friend and brother to the channel we all know well, Gregory Mannarino, who's posted this article today saying that Binance founder Changpeng Zhao, who had previously pleaded guilty to enabling money laundering while heading the cryptocurrency exchange. So what that means in layman's terms is a couple of things. We believe as a team that this is setting up Binance to come back into the US. It also allows President Trump to extract information from the bottom up to the top in the proverbial draining of the swamp. He's got the shutdown going on where he could let it go 61 days and make it stick constitutionally, or he could do what we talked about on the Joe Williams show and just implement, he could implement an executive order with the Insurrection Act and just drop this whole thing full stop. Well, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. But what it also tells us is it sets us up perfectly for the super crypto bull run that's incoming shortly. So a lot of exciting things from that, vantage point. Let me see if I have anything else that I need to show you. And I think that pretty much concludes it. So, oh yeah, there is one more thing I want to show you at the end, but let's go through the precious metals. At the time of the broadcast, silver's trading up currently at $49.12. It's up about 1% for the day and up 2.5% for the week of trading. Gold is trading currently at $4,136.19. It's up 85.40 for the day and 2.11% for the week of trading. Crude oil is trading at $61.71, slightly up, and the dollar index is holding pretty steady at 98.94. Now, we have seen gold and silver do a pullback. That's some of these people calling in the shorts and getting precious metals. It's also some of the big whales selling off and taking profits at the top, which creates a buying dip for us in the retail sector. Now, we've always talked about Kim Clement when things seem at their worst. I told you what he said. They will fall in the fall. Well, we're in the fall, and there's this old video that I want to show you that, again, future proves past. I'd like to show it to you, and just listen if you would for a couple minutes, please. Indulge me on this one last video I'd like to show you that I think is relevant. Pay close attention to what the late, great Kim Clement said about things that are happening in this time period. We're now coming to the end of Red October with the cryptos. We know a super bull run is incoming in the not too distant future. We talked about that today and in the past. But just take a quick listen to this and enjoy what he's laying out prophetically.
However, there is an uncovering of great evil, and I will start from the top. I have shaken the Democrats and will shake the Republicans even more. But remember, when these tremors and when these tumultuous moments happen, Summer says, I will take it so that the fall can do its work in America. The auto industry of this nation shall rise, and they shall disappoint the expectations of the East. And they shall say, what do they have? Why does America still prosper? Princes of darkness and demonic powers are raging for these two extremely wicked terror organizations to be pierced with the sword of the Lord. Summer, take it. For thus says the Lord, I will prosper my people. And during the fall there shall be many that shall fall, and many that shall rise from the dust. is standing prepared. I shall take it, for the summer shall bring forth much in the temperatures. Strange July, hypnotic November, and oh, Christmas, where winter shall say, and me, I will make them happy. For God says, I have chosen each season to manifest something. My will shall be done, and it shall come to pass that I shall bring sign after sign, and in the fall, that which comes down is that which was able to be shaken. And I will build and release the resources. And in the fall will show you whom I have chosen to pray for and guide this nation. You shall rejoice, for it is my man. It is my chosen David, says the Lord. Come on.
Okay, so that pretty much encapsulates a lot of what we were just talking about. Red October, we're in it. Hypnotic November. You see a lot of surprises geopolitically, financially, and then Christmas, I shall make them happy. Does not mean we're waiting till Christmas. It's just telling you the seasons and how these things overlap to getting to our final destination. Well, that does it for this week's Weekly RV Report. Thanks for listening, being patient. Appreciate your time. Anything breaking comes, we'll get it out to you. Otherwise, take care. Have a great weekend. Be safe. God bless. Take care and goodbye for now.